So yesterday after my live, I had a few questions that were asked, and I thought that I would answer some of them live. I have 5 questions that I'd like to answer live, and if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. The first one that was asked was, since this is your first published work, what made you to decide to publish this one? Well, I never really had any intentions of publishing anything. I mean, I've always loved to write, but in 2015, my husband got me a laptop for Christmas, and I had actually written my very first entry then. Then I just, put it down, and December 2019, I picked it back up, and just wanted to see what was on my laptop, and so I was reading the first entry, and I was like, I know what I can do with this. Maybe help someone and inspire someone to, keep fighting for their better day. So that is what made me to decide to publish this one. Was to help and motivate and maybe inspire someone to, let them know that they're not alone, that everybody is facing their own battles every day, and they're all not the same. Why did you pick this genre? I don't feel like I picked anything really. I feel like it chose me, if that makes any sense. What does your family think of your writing? Well, they all support me 100%. My dad encourages it, and my husband, he loves me doing it because, I can use it as an outlet because I always have a lot to say. So, my family encourages my writing. Let's see here. Was the publishing process easy? The publishing process, it was not easy by no means. If you had a publisher and if you had an editor, I guess you could say it may be, I don't know. But being a self-published author is completely different because you don't have a publisher, you do not have an editor. So therefore, you're having to do your own advertising, your own editing, and when you're behind the keyboard and you're in the zone and you just have, you have all this stuff on your mind, you're trying to get it out, and when you go back to reread to try to correct any mistakes or anything like that in your writing, it's very, very, very easy to overlook a mistake or, an error, a typo or whatever in your writing because you already know what you have written, so it's in your mind, so you're just reading on through because you already know what you've written, and it all makes sense, well, to you, because you wrote it and you're having to reread it and you're having to, you have to do it all yourself. So, it's not going to be perfect by no means, but you know what I'm saying? It's very hard to self-publish your stuff, but at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it because, you did something. You know what I'm saying? What makes you think this book is going to be so interesting? So, the things that I'm writing, they are not books. I call them diaries because of the fact they don't have storylines. It's literally entries, about a girl. She sits down and she writes down whatever is on her mind that day about things she had went through, be it her past, her present, or her hopes and dreams for her future, or whatever. So, that's what mine are. So, I call them diaries. Some people call them books, but it's a diary. It doesn't have really a storyline. But what I think about it is most interesting is because it's raw and it's real. It's about life in general, things that people go through and don't talk about, and they don't talk about it because of the world that we live in today, because people are so judgmental and so opinionated. I mean, it's crazy, and people don't need to be that way because you don't know how that person feels. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody copes with everything differently. So, I mean, if somebody wants to come to talk to you about something, you should just sit there and listen. You know what I'm saying? And give them advice, but don't be judgmental or opinionated about something because you really don't know what you would have done any differently unless, you know what I'm saying, if you were in their shoes, if you had been there in that situation with them by their side. That is what I think makes my diaries interesting, is because it's real. It's about life. It's not no kind of make-believe, you know. It's stuff people don't talk about that should be talked about, because maybe if it was talked about, then you wouldn't have a lot of people depressed or stressed out, or because, you know, when you talk to somebody, maybe it'll make you feel better. We would have maybe less problems because, I mean, the world's already crazy enough that we live in, and everybody's dealing with their daily crisis. I just think that, you know, or I think that part one, I really hope that it helps someone, that it inspires someone, because, you know, you have to keep fighting and know that you're not by yourself. I think that's what makes mine interesting. Well, I hope I answered that question. What makes you think this book is going to be interesting? Yeah, I covered that it's not a book. It doesn't have a storyline. It's a diary. It's going to be a series of diaries, but I mean, I hope I covered that part and answered that question, because like I said, it's raw, it's real, it's about real life. It's not a diary of make-believe. I mean, it's something that's going on, that, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff that goes on a daily basis, and I mean, it's life, you know. But like I said, the world we live in, it's just people don't like talking about stuff like that because of people being opinionated or judgmental. But that's why I'm putting this on paper and using it as a book or a diary. Then I'm hoping to inspire someone to not give up, to keep fighting, and to never lose hope. But I hope I answered those 5 questions. If not, if y'all have any more questions for me, send them to me via private message or even in the comments of this video. And if I get a few more, you know, I can go back live and answer some more. I appreciate you all for watching, and thank you all. And never lose hope.